Hey, Wellspring Tech team. Hope everyone is doing well today. And it's time for service review of yesterday, which was September 8th. So for those of you who were serving, it was a interesting day. We had a lot of uh, technical difficulties and some weird things going on, and so I want to cover those a little bit. So I'm just going to go ahead, jump into it. I have a couple things from each service, and it'll be hopefully a fairly short video. So at the beginning of first service, obviously we had a power outage, and that was not ideal. But I will say that the team did a pretty good job of recovering. We were able to get everything back on quickly, went back through the countdown again, and we started service like normal, albeit just a few minutes late. And so everyone did a really, really good job at just making sure that their stations were ready to go and that everyone was just had what we needed to do to get service started despite that quick power surge. So really, really, really grateful for all of you guys who were helping around with that. I do want to mention that the broadcast audio, massive, massive improvement over what we have had. We did upgrade to a new solution for audio, which for our broadcast engineers, I know is a learning curve. So I do appreciate you guys um, taking the time to learn the new program and the new system. But just the way that our live stream sounds compared to what it did even just a few weeks ago is just so significant. And so I hope that it's noticeable to our online viewers, and I just hope that um, the time and effort that you guys, our broadcast engineers, are putting in is not going to waste. I certainly don't think it is. Genuinely, the services sound so much better than what they have. So really, really good job to you guys. I want to point out one video issue in first service here, which is this one. Just some just some funky headroom. I was on video director today, and I switched off of this shot fairly quickly, but just something to stay aware of. So camera ops, do your best. I know that the tripods are a little sticky on the tilt sometimes. So when you're not live, just make some adjustments, make sure your headroom is good, along with making sure that you're always in focus. I think the headroom is the next thing to kind of watch because our shots when we have people um, in this kind of angle where they're just half the shot is blank and half the shot is the person is just not ideal. Should be a little bit closer to a fourth of blank and then three-fourths of the person, or however you want to look at it. But either way, it's just not ideal to have a shot like this. But again, we were able to correct it super quickly, so it's not a huge issue or anything like that. When we go into second service, I actually want to show an example of how we want to transition out of our bumper videos going forward. And so this is going to be relevant for our video directors. So why don't you just go ahead and watch this? It'll be the last couple seconds of the bumper video followed by the transition that I want us to focus on trying to recreate or make better. So basically, what that transition looks like is coming out of the bumper video. We want to use that super wide shot of the whole room so we can see the people, see everybody clapping, that kind of stuff. And then a couple seconds in, do like a fade transition into Pastor Joey or whoever happens to be speaking. I think that it went over well. The transition looked good, and so if we can do that and make that like a regular part of how we do transitions, I think that that would be really really beneficial. So I just want to focus on that. Another thing from this service, and this is not something anybody did wrong, but I just wanted to point out, is if we go to this point, this shot here, so you can see that the LED bars on the back of the stage here are off, and so are these bottom lights. And it's not something, so Tony was running lights, it's not anything Tony did wrong. We actually had an issue where somebody tripped over a cable on stage and unplugged our lighting cable for the stage. And so if this does happen going forward, I showed Tony how to fix it, but just for anybody else, in case you want to be extra helpful and I'm not around or PJ's not around or whatever. If this does happen again, basically on this side of the stage where my mouse is, the left side, back behind where we keep the TV, um, there's just a little cable that plugs into this left LED bar, and sometimes it comes unplugged. So, especially if you trip on it or whatever. So, if we have this issue again, that can easily be resolved by just going up to this side of the stage and plugging that cable back in, and everything just comes on exactly how it should have been. So, and the last thing I wanted to talk about is the the fun moment that we had during third service, which was when Pastor Joey decided to jump off the stage. So right about here, in case you weren't watching, so you can see it took me a couple of shots to couple of camera switches to get him back in the shot. So I would say ideally in a situation like this, switch to the wide shot like this so you can see the whole room. That way he is still in the shot even if he's not super close. And then as soon as you get a camera op uh, who has an angle on the speaker, if something like this happens, which you'll see in a second, we went ahead and switched to him. Um, Paul got a great angle of him while he was down here. And so I just wanted to shout out our camera ops. One for in this moment being very flexible and doing a really really good job of just following Pastor Joey, keeping him in focus, in subject, all of those things. It was not on the plan, and so you guys did a really great job reacting to that. But I also just want to encourage the camera ops who were not serving, or even the ones who were, to just continue to be aware of what's going on and on your game at all times, because you never know what's going to happen during a service. You never know when you're going to have to change to get a different angle. And so, just something that I would like to request that we're doing is just making sure that we're paying attention during those times. So, again, really, really great service, everybody. So, we have our next service coming up next Sunday. And so, if you have anything that you guys need in between now and then to just make sure that you are prepared and ready to serve and do your job, whether that's training, whether that's resources, whatever it is, just let us know, and we'll do our best to get that to you. So thanks, guys. See you next time.